Teacher's Knowledge of the ADHD Student by Erin Mead at the University at Albany. Introduction. The purpose of this research proposal is to examine pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, and first grade teachers' knowledge about the identification of students who display behaviors and performance skills that may be associated with the possible diagnosis of ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. According to the Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of the Mental Disorders, 5th edition, of the American Psychiatric Association, the essential features of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder (ADHD) is a persistent pattern of inattention and/or hyperactivity impulsivity that interferes with functioning or development. Early identification of ADHD includes noticing symptoms such as distractibility, interrupting, fidgeting, and hyperactivity. Distractibility is defined as a condition in which the attention of the mind is easily distracted by small and irrelevant stimuli. The classroom teacher for a child who has behaviors consistent with ADHD could be the first to notice this and would then initiate the referral process. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder (ADHD) is associated with poor grades, lower reading and math levels, resulting in the possibility of being left back a year. According to Dr. Heidi Feldman, children with ADHD are 4 to 5 times more likely to use special education services than children without ADHD. Additionally, children with ADHD use more ancillary services, including tutoring, remedial pull-out classes, after-school programs, and special accommodations. As a student with ADHD moves through their academic career, he or she has increased rates of detention, meaning being left behind, expulsion, kicked out of school, and a lower graduation rate. To be a successful student in the classroom, a child needs to be able to attend to tasks for a long period following the teacher's instruction. Students who possess characteristics and behaviors associated with ADHD often fail to meet the teacher's expectations of the student. There are an estimated 1.46 to 2.46 million children with ADHD in the United States, which constitutes about 4% of the student population. Estimates of ADHD in U.S. children vary, but are generally within the 3% to 5% range reported in the DSM-4 TR. Early childhood teachers' knowledge of being able to identify the behaviors and performance skills of a student who may have ADHD is extremely pertinent to the child's academic success in the room. Students are required to sit still, listen quietly, and concentrate on a particular task for an extended time. These requirements are what children with ADHD find most difficult to do because of their neurological deficit. Classroom achievement for these students is greatly affected because of their ADHD. They are unable to complete tasks on time, stay focused, and follow instructions. This leads to extra work put on the teacher to get this child remain focused and follow instruction. The classroom dynamic is changed because of students who have such behaviors associated with ADHD. If proper modifications are not put in place for these students, the entire flow of the classroom can be negatively affected. The student with ADHD is not only affected, but also his or her peers as well as the teacher. Behaviors associated with ADHD are potentially negative behaviors for classroom success. Any teacher that has had a student with ADHD in their room can understand this experience, and they can speak for it themselves. The significance of this research may reveal teachers' knowledge of the behavior indicators and the academic performance of students with ADHD. This information could be used by the school district administration to plan professional staff development seminars to enhance teachers' knowledge about the signs and instructional modification for students with ADHD. The purpose of this research is to examine if educators know how to identify students who possess behaviors contributed to ADHD and know how to implement strategies to teach these students. The research questions that this proposal will address are: what do early childhood teachers know about the behavioral indicators of ADHD? What do early childhood teachers know about the academic performances of students who may be ADHD? And do early childhood teachers modify their instruction to meet the needs of the ADHD student? The participants of the study will be 52 early childhood education teachers that will participate in the study. 8 different elementary schools will participate in the study. The sample will be predominantly female. These teachers teach preschool, pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, or first grade. The participating teachers have a mean of 5 to 10 years of teaching experience. 9 teachers are special education teachers, and 18 teachers are certified in teaching special education. 2 different districts in eastern South Suffolk County, Long Island, New York, were included in this study. I created the Knowledge of Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder Questionnaire, the KADHDQ, in which each participant will fill out. The KADHDQ contains 25 items and uses a true-false format. This questionnaire will measure early childhood teachers' knowledge of ADHD. A letter of invitation and a brief description of the study will be mailed to the principal of 3 early childhood education centers asking for permission to have the teachers in their building fill out the questionnaire and survey. The permission will be granted to the 3 early childhood education centers in eastern South Suffolk County, western South Suffolk County, and north Nassau County. In advance, I already will have been granted permission to attend each school's faculty. I will personally go to each school on 3 different days during the faculty meeting to explain the purpose of my research to the teachers. I will ask the teachers to volunteer their time and to fill out the questionnaire. The questionnaire will take a total of 15 to 20 minutes to complete. Data will be analyzed using simple descriptive statistics. First, I will tally the responses of each item and each level. Then I will use the final tallies to calculate the percentage of participants who selected correct answers from the 4 choice items. The percentages will help identify the mean scores for each level. The purpose of this research proposal is to examine pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, and first grade teachers' knowledge about the identification of students who display behaviors and performance skills that may be associated with the possible diagnosis of ADHD. Many early childhood education teachers are unaware of the behaviors associated with ADHD and the academic performance of these students. Teachers need to learn more about the behaviors associated with ADHD and what ADHD is. Teachers in today's society often accept false facts about ADHD, according to Stormont and Stebbins, 2005. Early childhood teachers play an important part in initiating the referral process for students with behaviors associated with ADHD. Children as young as 4 years old may be diagnosed with ADHD. This is very important for early childhood teachers to understand. Also, teachers do not know how to modify instruction to help students that have ADHD, according to Verb and DiPerna, 2004. This research may provide information to inform teachers of behaviors associated with ADHD, and then possibly starting new research on the modifications that work in the classroom. Limitations. Sample size was not large enough. Teachers may or may not were honest with their response about knowledge of ADHD or modifications implemented in the classroom, and collected data should be across more locations than the current one for this research.